English step by step, present perfect with for and since, step 3. Now in this video I'm going to go through the answers to 2 practice exercises which are in the step 2 video, so make sure you do those exercises before watching this video. Now remember, click like if you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe if you'd like to see other videos in the series, and leave a comment below if you'd like to request a lesson. Practice exercise 1. So in this case we have to look at the first sentence and then change this information to a different sentence with the same meaning, but this time using the present perfect verb and either for or since. So the first one is, it started raining an hour ago. So in this case it has been and then raining. It has been raining, and we need to use the preposition for. It has been raining for an hour. And remember, you can also, when you're speaking informally, leave out the for. You can say, it has been raining an hour. Number 2, it started snowing at 10 o'clock. Now, in this case, we have to use since, because 10 o'clock is a point of time, so we can say, it has been snowing since 10 o'clock. Now the next one is, I started learning English 5 years. It's 5 years. So in this case we're talking about a period of time, and in that case we use for 5 years, and then we can say, I have been learning English for 5 years. The next one is, I started living in Scotland in 2017. Now, if you've watched my previous videos about present perfect, you'll know that when you use the verbs work or live, then you can use the present perfect simple or the present perfect continuous. In this case, I'm going to use the simple form just for variety, and we need to use since because we have 2017 as a point of time. So you could say, I have lived in Scotland since 2017. Next one, they got married 10 years ago. Again, it's a period of time, 10 years. So for a period, we need for, and then they. Now, you can't say they have got married. You have to change it to been. They have been married for 10 years. Now the next one is, Tom and Julia met when they were children. Now, they were children. Now in this case you can't say for they were children, because this is not a period of time. It's talking about a point of time in the past. So we have to say since they were children. And then they have. Now we can't say they have met, because met is the past simple and it's not a continuing verb. So you have to say a different verb. So in this case, they have known each other since they were children. Tom and Julie have known each other since they were children. Next one. Barbara started feeling ill 2 days ago. Now, in this case, we could say Barbara has been feeling ill for 2 days, because 2 days is a period of time. Robert went to London on Monday. Now, in this case, Robert went to London. We have to change it to has been, and then we have to change it to in London, and then since Monday. Because if you say has gone, well, that changes the meaning. So it has to be Robert has been in London since Monday. Now, if you say has gone, then you can just say has gone to London. But if you want to say since Monday, you have to say has been in London, because to be is continuing. Went is not a continuous verb. So, has been in London since Monday. So let's move on to practice exercise 2. So in this exercise, we're making questions and we're answering questions. Yes, so we see the questions there. Number 1, how long have you had this car? And then this would be, I have had this car for 2 years. I have had this car for 2 years, or I have had this car 2 years. And of course you could make a contraction with I've. Number 2, how long have you known this teacher? Well, in this case, it's the beginning of the year. That's a point of time. So you need to use since. And then I have known my teacher since the beginning of the year. Next one is, when did you last go to the dentist? Now, the sentence here begins with it. And remember, in the previous lesson, I explained that you can say it is or it has been. So in this case, let's practice with it is. It is, and then you can say, well, in this case, you can use any time period expression. For example, it has been 2 years. And then I last went to the dentist is a point of time, so we need to say since. It is 2 years since I last went to the dentist. And of course you can also say it has been 2 years since I last went to the dentist. The next one is similar, but the grammar is different. When did you last go to the doctor's? Now in this case, the ending of the sentence is for many years, and that means that it has to be changed into a negative sentence, because I have been to the doctors for many years. That sentence isn't the answer to the question. The answer to the question is I haven't been to the doctors for many years. It has to be negative to make sense. Next one, when did you last have a holiday? Now this one is similar to number 5, so we can make the same kind of answer. Except this time, let's use the present perfect form. It has been, and then maybe it has been a year. And then we need to use since, because I last had a holiday is a point of time. So, since I last had a holiday. It has been 2 years since I last had a holiday. Number 6. When did you last eat meat? Now this is similar to number 4, because we need to make it negative to make sense. For it to make sense. When did you last eat meat? Now, the end of the sentence needs since, because that is a point of time. And then I haven't eaten meat since I was 16 years old. Number 7. Do you often eat in restaurants? Now, in this case, we would have to make do you often eat in restaurants? And the answer is no. So you could say, for example, it's ages. In other words, a very long time. It's ages since I last ate in a restaurant. So you need the since because it's a point of time. And in this case, you could also say it has been ages since I last ate in a restaurant. So that makes it similar to number 3 and similar to number 5. Now, number 8, when was the last time you saw Bill? Now, in this case, we have to make it negative with since. And then you can say, I haven't seen Bill since Monday. Number 9, how long have you been playing the guitar? Now, in this case, we're practicing with this my life expression. And the expression is all my life. Now remember, if you watched the last video, you saw examples with these expressions with all my life, all year, all day. So you don't use for. So what is it? I have been playing the guitar, all my life. So there you have the answers to practice exercise 2. So that brings us to the end of this step 3 video. And remember, click like or subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, and leave a comment below if you'd like to request a lesson.